talking about Money in the Bank. Crazy
WrestleGoons.
night.
Money in the bank. Shorty, what
So
you
Jesse
trying?
here with Brian and Dubs in the building.
What up, what up?
Yep. Recording another podcast, going live at the same time. Should be an interesting afternoon.
Gotta.
Alright, so we're gonna get right into it. It was a weird start for the pay-per-view. I remember seeing like 2 advertised matches, and one of them being the 205 Live match.
On the pre-show.
But all we got for the opening pre-show kickoff, whatever you want to call it, was Daniel Bryan and Rowan versus the Usos.
Yeah.
I could have sworn that the 205 Live was supposed to be on there too.
Exactly. It
guess
pushed
they
them onto
switched
the
it up.
main roster show. I was just like, what?
Yeah,
And then I thought it was
last minute.
And then I thought it was a title match too, and I was like, hold up, does it?
Yeah,
I figured
it was
a title
confusing.
match
It felt like a lot of things were rushed there. There was some they messed up during the Lacey Evans promo too. It's a little glitch. You could hear one of the camera people or somebody in the studios going, graphics, and then her graphics with her name popped up.
That was kind of bad.
They were probably rushing things before the start and all that. And things got shuffled around.
A little bit there, but they got it on track.
$20 says it was all Vince McMahon's fault.
Like usual.
Yeah.
Like usual.
But anyways, the Daniel Bryan Rowan Uso match was actually it was fairly good. Just like Usos, I can't figure out whether or not they're face or heels. Like as long as the Revival's not around, it feels like they're playing the baby faces. But as soon as the Revival's around, they're the heels.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like that in between at the moment, I guess. Not quite heel, not quite face. Who knows?
But
maybe they'll get a
the
clear
first
direction.
half of the match was decent. There's nice pacing. It's I still think that Rowan and Daniel Bryan need a little bit, more work on their tandem moves and whatnot.
Definitely, but that's to be expected with a new tag team.
Yeah, but Daniel Bryan still wrestling circles around the Usos.
Of course. He's a great wrestler.
Yeah, but I got an issue with towards the last little end there, little sequence events that led to the Usos actually winning and whatnot. There's some no selling on I think it was Jay, ate a big old move from Daniel Bryan and then immediately got back up and started the whole little hot tag sequence for them hitting the frog splash and all that kind of stuff, leading to the win.
The Uso splash.
Yeah, but he had just been in the label lock and everything else like that, and just pops up real quick and then knocks Daniel Bryan down. It's
and then
I don't know if maybe they saw the timer and they needed to get things rolling to try to finish up the match, but
it's a possibility.
had that not happened, it would have been a solid four-star match in my opinion.
It's a possibility the referee, gave him some sort of signal saying, hey, we gotta wrap this junk up.
Yeah. And at this point, we were all still expecting at least one more match on the pre-show, and I was
Exactly.
you guys only got 10 minutes left until the main event starts.
Until the actual card starts, but okay.
Yeah, cause it was 2 minutes or something left when that match ended. So I was like, I thought this was gonna go the whole 30 minutes fighting.
But like I said, all in all, not a bad match, but I did think that they had lost their belts, and it's they just put it on them, but it's oh no, it wasn't for the titles, and so it's all right, what was the point? What was the motivation for this match right here?
Yeah, because I was hold on, I was how Rowan belt and Daniel get the belt so fast? I was wait, are they holding? No, can't get these, even though you won. And I was they didn't even say if it was non-title. I was just confused.
Yeah, no, just bad. Not bad booking, but just bad explanations all around there. Just nope, they're having a match. I believe they're on opposing brands now too, aren't
the
they?
Usos are on Raw.
Yeah,
that's why it probably wasn't a title match, because they got moved to Raw in the Superstar Shakeup.
This wild card rule again is just rearing its ugly head.
Just imagine, and they were saying during the telecast, what if they did win? Does Raw have 2 belts now? Do Usos go back?
They go back to SmackDown, I guess.
They need to stop teetering with this whole edge. Either the brand split is happening or it's not happening. Stop mixing brands.
Yeah, just do it now. Fuck that wild cards.
Yeah. All right. But anyways, after the main card started, it started off with the women's Money in the Bank match.
Boy.
And what was it? We had Bailey, Nikki Cross, Natalia, Naomi, Carmella, Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose, and Ember Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this was like a solid match.
Oh, yeah, it was really
liked
good.
it. Yeah. Like the only person, and I assumed that she wasn't going to do well because she doesn't do well in any match, was Natalia. It's like, I think she took like 1 or 2 hits and then immediately rolled out of the ring.
I
And then
thought you were
every other
about to say Dana
time.
Brooke.
Oh, she actually.
No, I was proud of Dana Brooke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had a
was doing
couple
pretty
good spots.
Where she was
Yeah.
using the ladder. I was like, oh, yes, Dana Brooke. Good.
No. Although that little opening bit when they were doing, what is it? When Nikki Cross had the ladder and was just, spinning circles, hitting everybody.
Yeah. I was like,
a couple of those shots were rough.
Yeah.
And then also, like, I don't think Naomi did a whole lot. Like, Natalia and Naomi, even though they're like the veterans of the ones that are actually in the ring right there, they were kind of boring throughout the match. I mean, Naomi had that little spot where she dodged the ladders and everything like that. And that was
dodge.
okay. Yeah. But at first, I didn't even know it was her. She got a new haircut and she was wearing I don't know. She
Some
looked
new
like she was trying to
ring
dress
gear
up
or
as a
something.
superhero. Yeah, she looked like a bumblebee.
It looked like a bumblebee though.
Yeah, because
Maybe she's about to show up a John Cena in the sequel.
Yeah, because on her IG, she even said like she was trying to do the emulation from Bumblebee off the Teen Titans, and I was like, "Yo, I called that." I was like, "Yo, I should have said something to her."
Teen
But
Titans.
Now, at one point during the match, it looked like Carmella got injured, like for real. I think it was by Dana Brooke, actually, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Like, they kicked the ladder into her or something like that, and
Ouch.
started batting at her and telling her to go away, essentially. And
Yeah.
she got walked off by the refs.
was it?
It was like, by the end of the match, I couldn't tell if it was like a legitimate injury, because she did come back down,
She
but it
made-
was a while.
Well, she may have
no, it
tweaked
was-
me, if
it was-
anything, then.
It was Mandy Rose because Mandy Rose kicked the ladder and she must have tweaked her knee, and that's when she smacked her
Gotcha.
back. And I was like, "Damn."
You're right. But no, I was like, when that happened, I was like, oh, please don't do one of those like heel things where it's like, oh no, you're injured, take him back, and then at the end of the match come back out and take the win out of nowhere. Like, I'm glad she came back out, hoping it's not like a legitimate injury and it's something they just need to make sure that wasn't bad enough for her to continue. I don't know. I hope it wasn't a planned spot, essentially.
Who knows? It's all Vince's fault, though.
Yeah. But then, towards the end there, what is it? We had
Said Naomi hit
Sonya
that,
Deville came out and helped what's her face, Mandy Rose up the ladder.
I was so salty
like-
when I saw that happen, and I was like, no,
Yeah.
don't give it to Mandy, no.
Yeah.
No.
And it's like, it's never really talked about in these matches, but it's like, technically they're a no DQ match. It's like, why doesn't
Exactly.
any of these other ladies have friends come out and help them?
Because nobody else really has
but
friends like that.
It was really slow, and the build to it was just like, no, don't get it. And then when Bailey flew up that ladder real quick,
I was like, yes.
yes,
I marked out a
Oh,
little
the-
bit.
Oh yeah, I think everybody did. You can go back and watch it. The whole crowd
It was
is
like,
just in it.
yeah. Everybody's like, Bailey, yeah. It's about time she got some recognition, too.
Yeah.
She's
But I
easy.
was surprised. Just like with the whole Sasha situation, is like, I didn't think they'd be pushing her this way or anything like that. And her little victory, early on this evening did lead to even a better moment, which we'll get to later.
Mhm.
But
Yes,
all in all, like
sir.
a solid ladder match between
Oh, yeah,
all of these
definitely.
ladies.
Very
That
good.
split leg moonsault that Naomi hit too. That was pretty sweet.
What about the Ember Moon stuttering off the ladder though?
Yeah,
That was a great spot
that
as
was
well.
great.
The RKO out of nowhere. No, what's her finisher
Because
called?
she calls it it's the eclipse, isn't it? Isn't that what she calls it?
The total eclipse, something like that, I believe.
Yeah,
That
something like
was-
that.
But what is it? She jumped from a ladder outside of the ring into the ring to hit somebody with that, I believe, right?
I think she hit Natalia with it, wasn't it? Was
Yup.
it Natty? It was Natty.
It was hard to see Natty from the ground.
Yeah.
But let's see. After that, we had the United States Championship match, which I'm kind of tired of seeing Dominic. Like, he's not a wrestler. He's not
He's
under
just kinda
contract
there.
or anything. Yeah, there's no real reason for him to be around anymore.
Besides emotional support.
Yeah, but he can be emotional support from home. Come on.
Or yeah.
Go watch your daddy from TV like the rest of us.
Right.
Why does he get a backstage pass?
Yeah, that match was a little confusing. I was like, another squash match? Wow.
Nah,
it was a quick one, and
I read about it.
I didn't like it at
What
all.
I heard was when the referee saw like the blood on Joe's face, he was like, "All right, we got to end this match now," kind of deal. That's why the roll up and everything was so spotty because they didn't know. The ref just saw like blood on Joe's face. He didn't know like what was going on. I guess.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm still
pretty sure it was a nose injury. I think I saw
it was his
Meltzer say
nose.
something about it on Twitter.
Yeah, because I'm confused.
But it's hard, like it was hard to see where it came from exactly, or what move he was busted in the face.
I think it was when Ray flipped him over, like the sunset flip kind of junk before he rolled him up.
Yeah.
I think it was that. But also with this win, that makes Rey Mysterio a Grand Slam champion.
Yeah.
I mean, good for Ray.
But
I just
coming
these
this
matches
way,
with Joe have been bad.
they really have. It's been a pretty shitty feud.
Yeah.
Then again, it's better than what he used to have when they like try to pair him against dudes that's like 6'8", 6'10". He's like, you realize Rey Mysterio is very short, right?
It was like the matches he had with Andrade earlier in the year were great. I mean, Andrade's a little bit bigger than him, but not by much. But it's like they were long thought out matches.
Yeah,
it wasn't like
both...
a minute or two with a big botch right before the pig.
Also,
count.
between him and Andrade, their styles kind of complement each other, though. That's
right.
It's true. Luchador versus Luchador.
Yeah.
And Joe's a big guy, and whatnot, but like, I still can't believe they're doing this to Joe. He right now, I feel, is more over than Rey Mysterio is. Like, you listen to the crowd during his intro and whatnot. He tries to play off the whole like, I'm the badass. I don't care what everybody else thinks, but like, Ray doesn't have everyone saying Ray.
Yeah.
Ray. He's coming down the ring.
Kill you.
Exactly.
And
it's like my man has just been rolled up continually for like the last 6 months. It feels like other than his WrestleMania win, which was too short, like just the coquina clutch on Ray. Yeah, it was like every time he's won, it's been out of nowhere in a squash match, but then like he just gets rolled up continuously.
And then he takes the loss the next couple nights,
Yeah, it's 50-50 booking, and it's just crap.
Yeah, they got booked him as a killer. Like if you got especially if you got him over people's family, you can't have him lose every time to that
person.
Exactly. In order for him to be threatening, he has to,
he needs
maintain a little bit of dominance.
He needs to win and win convincingly.
Like he's
just utter domination on somebody.
Like he's lost 4 straight times to AJ Styles. He's never beat him at all, doing all that trash talking. I'm like, wow.
Wendy.
But hopefully this means that he's actually going to get moved up into, like the main event scene now.
Maybe.
Because, he could totally throw it down with Seth or
Kofi.
Yeah, or Kofi. Any of these guys.
Yep.
Hell, with what happens later in the evening, he could even, throw it down with some heavyweights like Brock or Strowman if it came down to it.
Well, we don't want to see it.
Look, for a while like that and Joe feud, but it never came to nothing. Nothing happened with it.
It was supposed to. Then I think what was it? After dinner, so that's why that feud ain't never keep going.
Who knows? But what was the next match?
Out of nowhere, Joe just gets rolled up or he wasn't even rolled up really. He just kind of ate the pin.
Yeah. It was
the first really disappointing pin of the night. I would say that.
Yeah. It's pretty bad.
They kept replaying, saying, "Oh, his shoulder wasn't on the ground." I was like, "All right, well, the ref can clearly see that it's not." That he must have realized.
I think Michael Cole is like, well, the ref couldn't see because of Joe's body or something like that.
What?
Like, come on,
just you can
clearly see. You can clearly see.
Anyways, after that, we get the Shane McMahon versus Miz cage match.
I was disappointed with the ending of this match. I really was.
Yeah. I think it's just a WWE thing, whereas they always do ladder matches horribly. They have that whole little we could just open up that side door for you, unless sometimes we chain it up, but not all the time.
Side note,
but when we do chain it up, we tell you about
cage match.
Like, how many times did Shane get so close where he almost scooted right out the ring, right out the door. I was just like, yo.
At least 5 or 6 times, yo. Like, come on.
I'm
And then, you
Yeah,
know,
man, that's
Miz
crap.
makes the dramatic save by diving and grabbing his ankles type of junk.
I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
Miz. I was like, good thing you weren't like knocked out. That match would have been done already. Because you was asleep.
I'll say, as soon as the bell rang, Shane jetted and tried to climb the cage.
He was
Yeah,
almost there. He was.
Yeah, no, this entire match was just Shane running, Miz catching him, getting a little bit of offense in, and then changing to a different spot and repeating the same thing.
Pretty much. It was an ugly
There's-
match. Like, Shane didn't even really take a big bump or anything. Nobody did.
Yeah, we thought he was.
Like-
Although-
we thought he was gonna do that.
Yeah.
What, that West Coast pop in there?
Yeah.
Oh, the coast to coast from top of the cage. It was rumored that we were gonna see that.
That's what I was
kinda
hoping
glad we
for.
did it. I mean, it would have been cool to see, but at the same time, you know that would have thrown that man's hip out. Come on.
I know,
I know,
right?
but still.
I mean, I don't want to see him on TV, but I don't want to see him like injured or maimed. Seriously.
Yeah. Have
I
him
mean,
show
he's
up
not
on
his father.
SmackDown in a wheelchair.
No.
I don't
Be
know.
the
That
evil
was just
Professor X,
I just think it was a
starts a
pretty
big car
bad
faction.
match overall.
Yeah.
And then I was
And
hoping-
again, it didn't like resolve anything.
No, that's what I was saying. Like, why not have Miz win, end that rivalry, and then have Shane shift his focus over to Roman.
It's not even like a rivalry though. It's just at this point, what is it? You hit my dad, so I'm gonna hit you. Okay.
My
Well,
dad's
I'm your
gonna beat
boss.
up
You
your
can't
dad.
hit me. Well, I'm still gonna hit you.
Basically.
Yeah. No belts, no nothing. It doesn't like. It's not gonna make Miz look stronger. It's not gonna make Shane look more heelish.
No,
Like
but
he already looks like chicken shit anyway.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
he's the greatest in the world.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be. Oh shit! I think I did see some. I think at Super Showdown it's supposed to be Shane Man versus Roman Reigns. So
Yep. It's supposed to be Shane against
All
Roman.
right. That's the same thing. Just you hit my dad, so now I'm going to try to hit you.
yeah, 'cause I,
Rinse and
seen,
repeat.
I forgot about it. 'Cause I was like, hold on, that.
Wait
I
a
was like,
second.
I was like, wow. Watch Shane put on a good show, and that match gonna be long. I'm like, yo, you see, Shane is beating up Roman though. Worse enough, he's.
But this is easy, like a 1.5, maybe 2-star match. Like the best part of it is when like Miz hit a really good skull crushing finale onto a chair.
Yep.
That was literally the best part.
think that
But
might have been the
ending
biggest bump
came
of the
when
night.
He just slipped through his shirt, fell out of the ring to win.
Yeah, it's still a mystery.
That's
How
crap.
Yeah, it's still a mystery. Where the fuck he found that chair? I still don't know.
He got
Oh
it.
yeah, I have no idea. Like he pulled it out from underneath the ring when he was almost escaping from the side door or something like that.
Who knows?
Well, then after that, we got the Cruiserweight Championship match, which we again all thought was going to be on the pre-show.
It was a really
which
good match,
Should
though.
have been on. No,
I thought it was
I
a
didn't
good
like
match.
it. No,
It
I was
went.
like,
It went on for too long than we thought. We was like, yo, is this shit?
yeah, no. What is it? This went longer than Joe versus Ray. This, I think, it went longer than Usos versus Daniel Bryan and Rowan. They need to come up with a tag team name for them. I don't feel like saying Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan every time.
Yes,
The names is too long. Come on, call them the Planeteers. Let's just
The
call
Planeteers.
Call it a day.
Captain Planet.
I know,
That's
right?
Yo, if they do that,
Also,
though,
they didn't have they don't have new titles yet. Everyone kept saying they were gonna make those new hemp belts for the
They
tag
might
team
still
thing,
do
like DB did for his
yeah,
the WWE
they
Championship.
might still do
Nothing
it.
yet.
They
I
probably
mean, they've only had the titles for like what, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So-
you know, all right. If they had planned out their booking,
Yeah.
those titles would have been ready for them. It's like, oh, he wanted this last time they had the belts. Come on.
Anyways, now let's get back to this Cruiserweight Championship match. got
Yeah.
off topic
So
a little
Tony
bit.
Nese versus Ari Daivari.
I thought it was a good match overall.
I don't know.
Clearly, I'm the only one.
It's both of these guys are good competitors. Like the pacing, I didn't feel it. I don't understand the build between the two of these guys. Like I don't watch 205 Live, honestly.
I don't think anybody does.
So it's like Yeah, but like, well, it's like of what I know of 205 Live, I feel like there's like 2 or 3 other guys besides Daivari that should have been in this match. We could have had what is it, Mike Kanellis or Akira Tozawa. I know Akira Tozawa I think had a shot not too long ago at the belt, but it was when what's his face, Buddy Murphy had it.
Yeah, he's always had a lot of stuff. So
Yeah.
probably the most.
And then also, what is it? Daivari came out in like some kind of sports car. It's like, bro,
Yeah,
that
the
205
luxury
Live money
car.
ain't that good.
He borrowing
The luxury sports car. Yep.
No.
I want to say it was like a Mercedes or something, like a Benz, I think.
Yeah, that shit was nice.
It was. You right.
Somebody online was saying that this match should have aired during parts of the Game of Thrones finale, so that it could have just eaten up some time. Which I'm interested to know what the viewing figures for this pay-per-view were compared to like the last pay-per-view besides WrestleMania.
I did it.
And see how bad this Game of Thrones episode affected everything.
Dang, it was that bad? Dang, I didn't even know.
Well, I think I don't watch Game of Thrones.
Neither do
I
I,
think it's
but-
those that do, but I believe it was the season finale or like the
was.
wrapping up of those shows. So,
Yeah, it was the last episode.
and much like this match,
Should I pull a spoiler for anybody listening? Should I just pull the spoiler?
Oh no! Don't you do that. Those people are angry, vengeful. They want those likes and clicks.
Yeah, they'll fuck you up, bro. They'll get you. Just
They'll get you, motherfucker.
So what is it? So Nice won this match, and it was with some kind of 450 splash.
A 450 splash and then a running knee in the corner.
Yeah, that's right. But I feel like he, right before the finish came, one of the reasons I didn't like this match is because Daivari actually had a great little like sequence of like 3 moves.
Yeah,
One of which like I don't think I've ever seen before. I was like, oh, this is dope.
that hammerlock lariat. I thought it was gonna end it and we'd have a new champ.
oh
but he
yeah,
just
I thought
kicked
so
out.
too.
That was, it was
I
a
was like, I
pretty
don't
good
think they should have taken
sequence
the
there,
belt
though.
off of him yet or anything like that, but it was like, okay. It felt like a really long match, and then the finish came in the last like 45 seconds.
Yeah. Maybe a bit of a
Everything
rush
happened
finish.
real quick, no pin, and then 2 moves, and then a pin.
Maybe a bit of a rushed finish. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Does Tony Nese, is that running knee his finisher?
I think it's the 450 splash to the running knee combo.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
yo.
what it
You're
is.
right.
That's not very fluid for me. Like, they either need to name it something that sounds dope and like follow through real quick with it, or it's one or the other.
But I think the running knee is like his finisher, when he uses to get the pin.
But anyways, after that match, we had that little segment where, you know, Sami Zayn is trying to hide from Braun Strowman.
Trying to plead to Triple H for protection.
Yeah.
Go wrap up your
Which
hands.
he does so good with his little, like, annoying heel tendencies.
Yeah.
I know you're on the phone, Triple H. I know. And we're
I
also
know,
on
I'm
live
sorry,
television
I'm
right
sorry.
now.
Yeah, I literally thought Triple H was nap. Like, yo, get the fuck out of my face.
Get out of here, damn it. Leave me
I'm on
alone.
the phone. You keep whispering in my ear. What do you want?
But a little funny moment, and of course, you know, not much comes out of it. Just a little bit of foreshadowing, which, you know, I was disappointed that he wasn't in the match.
Right?
Oh,
well,
it's like, why even bother with this Braun Strowman stuff in the weeks leading up to this if they were going to do what they ended up doing anyways?
Oh boy. I don't even want to
Bastards.
talk about
We'll get to that swerve down the road.
Here shortly.
But no, like a nice little background segment. But this is something that like, I felt like should have been on like a Monday Night Raw episode, not during a pay-per-view.
Yeah, but
I guess it does explain the events that happened later a little bit better, but
still.
up to this point,
Kinda
it was just
whack.
kind of like, all right, you're either like recklessly foreshadowing something that's going to happen tonight, or this doesn't feel like it belongs here.
It was just whatever, everything that happened to him, and then after, yeah, that's when I was like, wow.
But after that, we just go straight into
Becky
Becky
True
Lynch's matches.
against
Yep.
Lacey Evans.
And not bad little match. Like
Yeah.
Lacey Evans can go.
I would say in the beginning though, it was all Lynch though. For the first couple minutes, she was just bang, 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 bang.
Lacey Evans put up a good fight. She did. She's better than what I would have thought. She was fighting.
This was her first actual match that wasn't like her dominating somebody, trying to build her up as
it was
a heel or whatever.
It felt really stiff as well.
Like
when they were hitting in each other and knocking around, like these girls make it look like they really don't like each other,
which is good storytelling.
Oh yeah. She's like, it's hard to tell. It's like, are these stiff hits or is that hair just getting in the way and they're yanking each other around real hard? But either way, it looks painful.
Yeah.
But it was a nice little, like, she was trying to, work on the arms, so,
so she can't
use the disarmer, but yeah.
I thought Lacey Evans had a couple of nice spots.
It wasn't.
She had a couple of nice spots, Lacey Evans there. That what was it, the springboard? What'd she do off of the rope? Whatever it was, like she jumped off the middle rope like an elbow drop or something. Was it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool, and she did a couple of little things where she like hit that cartwheel for like a body slam kind of thing.
Yeah. The only thing she did wrong was, pull that handkerchief out of her.
Out of her.
Oh, yeah, that was a little nasty. I don't know how much money they're getting paid, but I don't know how much money it's going to take for me to, take a sweat rag and put that in my mouth.
Exactly. Like, I don't know how long that's been sitting in there. You sweating. Like...
Who knows, man?
That is abuse.
That is abuse. I thought it was a pretty good match. So for their first actual one-on-one, really, I thought Lacey Evans held her own. They can.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to see where Lacey Evans goes from here.
She
can only really get better. Like she's tightening up her game.
She's
always like, even though that's all she's been doing on is promo work for the last few weeks or whatnot, still comes out strong.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's like the obvious correct decision. Bit. Yeah, it's like Becky won this match,
which she should have, as you know.
Yeah. My only thing that I would have said for this to look like better for Becky's part to keep her strong, like I feel like the match went like a minute or two too long. But at the same time, like I said, is like I can see where like drawing it out does make Evans look like more of a threat down the road, and with how the women's roster is currently split right now, it's nice to have that. Basically, we have a up and coming Charlotte on the Raw brand at least.
Yeah, because
we have that mean technical wrestler essentially.
Yeah, because really, like outside of like Becky, just solely is on one brand now. You really don't have anybody else on Raw as far as a female that stands out. So you gotta make at least have to look some.
And we're just assuming right now that Becky's going to be on Raw because essentially right after the Lacey Evans match.
Here comes Charlotte.
Yep. For the SmackDown Women's
title. I was saying, it was looking like she was supposed to have like a match, there was supposed to be at least one match in between so Becky could get a little bit of rest. Yeah. But then Charlotte was like, nope.
Becky thought that there was going to be a match in between that. And it was like everyone else at home knew, it was like, why would they split up those matches? They're going to make her go back to back.
They're going to make her go back to back.
Yeah. But, it did give, some little heat for Charlotte to come down and be like, oh, yeah, no, get back in that ring. And, love the cockiness of Charlotte.
Yep.
When she already thinks, everything's in the bag, the way she acts, is it's pretty
She's like, I already got this title. It's as good as mine.
Yep. The queen.
And this was a decent back and forth. The only thing, I feel like there wasn't enough selling on Lynch's part after that first match.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because it kind of just felt like to me, within regards of the whole first minute or so when Charlotte just goes straight after, after that, there's not a whole lot of limping around. She's still getting in some offense. She still looks fairly strong.
I mean, if Becky had her shoulder worked by Lacey Evans, so Charlotte kind of targeted that a little bit too.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
It was good. It was good.
It was a solid match between those two. They got good chemistry,
Yeah.
And we've seen it all before. And of course, they played a bunch of video packages beforehand that we have all seen. That they find some way to present in a new fashion.
They could almost be the female version of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. The fight for everything.
Yeah.
They could kind of play that kind of thing off.
Yeah, I can see that.
Destined to fight forever with one another.
Yeah.
The finish though, I wasn't a fan of. Like,
Nah.
Yeah, they kind of.
because first of all, it's like, Lacey Evans does come down and she interrupts the match.
I kinda expected her
I
to
saw the
interfere,
ref
so-
look at her before she goes for the women's right. The ref looked at her and was like, "Oh, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to look
I'm
at
not
her right
supposed to
now."
look this way.
Yeah. And then of course, as soon as he turns around for a split second, big
Yeah.
right hand,
And then she gets up and the big boot by Charlotte, the 1, 2, 3.
yeah, and all right, so it's like, and then it didn't even happen that quick. Like, she tried to mount some offense after getting up from the right.
Yeah.
But Charlotte essentially gets it in with a big boot and gets the pin win. And it's like, if it was going to end in this fashion, she should have just been knocked out from Lacey Evans and Charlotte pick up the win there. That gets Lacey Evans huge heat for interrupting the match and being the reason why Lynch drops the belt. Also keeps her finish strong. Because the Charlotte's big boot, that's not even like a signature move for her. Like, I know she does the big boot, but so
it's
does
not a
half of the
finishing
roster.
move. Yeah.
Yeah.
Her finishing move is
it's
either
not-
the
it's
spear
no way
or
to
the
end a
figure
match.
eight.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, it
I
should
think
have,
she
like,
went
Charlotte
for
should have
the
hit
spear,
that
but
spear or the figure eight
sidestepped it.
for the win.
Yeah, I'm saying
I think
it went
Becky
like
sidestepped the spear, didn't she? And then Charlotte bounced off the ropes for the big boot.
No, I don't know. They were all up in that corner too. She was a little too close to the ropes as
Yeah.
well for this. So it's like messy finish. And Becky is no longer Becky Two Belts. That was for a month and a half, it seems. Yeah.
Unfortunately, but
Charlotte does
Nice
get her
little
nice.
feel good moment.
Let's
Bailey's
say-
music hits when they start jumping her at the end. Which, what is it? Actually, it's like the beatdown even occur right away. Lynch is
Lynch
crying,
went after
leaving the
Evans.
ring, and then she attacked Evans, and then
And
Charlotte
Charlotte
decides to
got
help Lacey
involved.
Evans.
Charlotte was directing traffic with Lacey. She's like, hold her. Hold
Oh
her
yeah,
back.
no,
You know, like,
yeah.
and then Bailey's
The,
music hits.
Interrogator, torturer position, definitely
Yeah.
filled by Charlotte.
Yep.
And you gotta, I love it when she is a heel though. You can hear her, what she's saying in the ring. She is making it clear that you are her bitch at that moment in time.
She said, "You want
It's like
what are
doing
you
those
done?
chops,
no,
baby
you're not
girl."
done yet, baby girl." I say, "Yep." She
Yeah.
did what the baby girl like Paige always used to say.
Yeah,
Yep, yep. But
Throwing it
Bailey's
back
music
to
hits,
TNT.
runs out, and nice little scuffle between the four of them there.
Yo,
Bailey comes out on top, it looks like, and then
Like,
Charlotte goes for a spear.
Charlotte got cocky, tried to spear her. Yeah,
Now,
hit her with that side
like,
step.
I like that this happened for Bailey, but that whole spear into the turnbuckle, she was laid out for like 2 or 3 minutes, just laying there. It's like, okay, is she really knocked out? Is she gonna hit her with like the Bailey to belly and then go for an elbow? No,
Nope.
she's going to stare at her lifeless body for 2 minutes,
and then
then
look
decide
at
to
the
cash in
briefcase.
while the crowd is going absolutely crazy, which is great.
Crowd
Love the
going
reaction
batshit.
for her. But you're telling me that Charlotte's just gonna lay there and wait to get hit with that elbow, which, let's be honest, that elbow isn't that great. Kairi Sane's is so much better. Bailey needs a new moveset. Hashtag Bailey needs a new moveset. Bailey to belly and the elbow, no more. She needs a new gimmick, everything. Let's stop with this hugging bullshit. Let her have a serious female competitor. But cashes in, hits the elbow, and is the new SmackDown Women's Champion, ending Charlotte's
Yeah.
9th reign
No, her
that lasted
10th reign.
all of 5 minutes.
It was her 10th.
It was 10th?
It was her 10th
Nah,
women's
Nah,
title.
No.
Nah, she was on the 8th
No, it was her
reign.
10th.
No, she was already on the 8th
Her
reign.
10th title win.
No, it's her 9th. You can look at her Instagram.
Oh, no, it might be her 10th title win, but it
It was her
might be
10th
her
title win.
9th on the main roster because she had the main.
Nah, she
It was
put
her
on.
10th title win, though.
She
know
put
that for a
on-
fact.
Nah, cause she just. Cause I looked last night. It said 8 and then changed it. Okay, cool. Wait for her to do that.
No, it's her 10th title win, I'm telling you.
Cause she's been.
Wikipedia is wrong. I'm looking at it right now.
She's been what? SmackDown times, Raw, NXT. She's been SmackDown, Raw 8,
Oh, because I
NXT.
swore earlier today.
I don't know. We'll have to
Anyway,
look it up at another time. She's won the titles a bunch of times. She's been worthy of most of the reigns, but it's nice to see like
some fresh.
like haha they gave it to her, then haha they took it right away.
Hot psych, you fine.
Essentially. But yeah, nice little feel good moment for Bayley, and the crowd was really behind her. Like thunderous yeses to like when she was about to cash in and all that. Great little feel good moment.
It's been a minute since you've been champ, about 2 years, so at least you get something. You know, not just be the person that gets beaten, smacking around by Alexa Bliss and shit like that.
Yeah. But after that, we had, well, it wasn't really a match.
Nah.
It's like a little event between Roman and Elias.
Elias hits him with the guitar.
Yeah. Which was straight out of Looney Tunes. He straight up snuck up on him for what felt like 15, 20 seconds.
Just biting his
credit to
time.
Roman for knowing that there was a grown man sneaking with a guitar behind him and keeping a straight face the entire time.
Yeah, because it's like, why are you just like getting in the ring? Why are you so you're not already? Like, why are you not ready?
Mm-hmm. And also, where they were walking from and where he eventually walks up from the crowd, it's like that was nowhere near gorilla position. Like, where was he going to put his stuff down at and then go to the ring? Like, where was his vest? He didn't have his vest.
He had his vest slung over his shoulder, didn't he?
I don't know.
Or were you talking about when he came out?
It's like, I know when he came out, he didn't have the vest no more. It's like,
No.
he never really got dressed after that. And also, you telling me you're going to be laid out for what? It was like another 5 minutes or so before he came out to the ring, because Elias still did his little cheeky,
he probably had to get
this
checked out for
crowd, this
medical.
town sucks. Yeah. Make sure he doesn't have splinters in his ass.
Yeah, all that stuff.
But we got a little, what is it? He had an electric guitar, little song. Tried to play a little blues solo. That was the lamest blues solo I've ever heard, by the way. That was
pretty
one
bad.
string he was using. Yeah, like anybody that understands pacing and spends an hour or two Googling blues solos could have pulled that one off. But yeah, no, horrible song. Like, not he's done better work before, but it was like the intro to everything was funny.
It's the cheap heat.
Yeah. Of course, Roman comes back out eventually and hits him with his little sequence of moves.
And that match
Superman punch to a spear.
That's it. 1, 2, 3, like 7 seconds,
Yeah.
9 seconds, something like that.
I was like, all right, this is his first time winning without the best on. All right.
And looking at the time when this started, apparently this is right when the actual Game of Thrones episode was about to start. So it might have been one of the reasons why it was short and why there wasn't an actual match, and it was just a little, basically, Roman squash session for.
Or maybe more.
Elias.
Or maybe Roman just like watching it. He just like, all right, let me get this over with so I can go watch my show. I got really tired.
Maybe, yeah. Roman's like, I gotta get backstage.
I gotta watch Game of Thrones. Gotta see who gets
heard
the
See what
throne.
happens with these dragons.
He probably asked Vince like, hey yo, how long will this take? Like, it's only like 3 minutes.
Can we make this a quick squash match?
Yes.
Do
Please,
I
Vince.
Gotta
need
watch
to
this.
put this? Do I need to put this vest on? Do I need to be a regular man?
Do I really need to put it on though?
Alright, but yeah, no, quick little one and done for them. They're probably gonna feud again leading up to the next pay-per-view because, that didn't wrap anything up.
Nope.
I still think that Elias is probably a better acquisition than Roman, but that's just my personal opinion.
Elias knows how to cut a good promo.
Yeah, Elias can talk. Roman can't.
Yep.
I mean, glad he doesn't have cancer anymore. Super happy for him. Don't wish him any harm. But I'm kind of tired of the Superman punch spear combo.
He needs
Bobby Lashley has
a
a better
power
spear.
bomb.
Just saying.
They need to give Roman
I'd be
a
happy
power
with that.
bomb.
Sit out powerbomb, something like that.
Yeah, something. Didn't he used to do that Razor's Edge power bomb?
Oh, that was like one of his things. He like started to change, or he started picking up a different. And I was like the razor edge. And
He
he
probably
dropped.
almost hurt somebody and they made him stop doing it. He was like, no.
Yeah,
Nope.
'cause
No.
I haven't seen him do it in like a
In
year
a
or
long
so.
while. That's how he used to do it.
Man,
Where,
I
like,
can't
he would,
tell you anything that Roman does other than sit in a rest hold and then do the other two moves that we spoke about.
well, no, he does the big boot too. Come on now.
The drive.
He does the big boot. Yeah, the drive by. That's right. He's got the big right hand also. Come on, you know.
We call it the Shih Tzu stomp.
What do you call his clotheslines in the corner then?
Not clotheslines.
Cause it used to
Brief
look like
shoulder checks.
Cause it used to look like he didn't connect with the person. I was like, yo, what is he doing? And then you got the crowd wanting to count. I was like, hell, no, counting.
1, 2, 3.
But after that, we did get the Universal
match of the
Championship
night.
match. It was pretty good. Seth Rollins versus AJ.
That match
What
lasted.
like expected.
Yeah, no, like great workmanship all around from both guys. I'm still just not on board with the story they're trying to tell. With I'm the 15-year veteran over you.
I'm better than you. No,
We've
I'm
seen
better
this,
than
yeah.
you.
I was really, really hoping for like more heelish tendencies from AJ, and I really wanted to see the club come out because he keeps hinting at, he's got to do what he's got to do to win, and well, he didn't really do anything that bad.
No.
It was a
He
great
didn't win.
back and forth match, but it felt like two baby faces going at it.
Reminds me like some old Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels type. Like if they could build something like that would be nice. I would like that. That's something I need to
I'm
see.
sure they can make something up.
Yeah. And he was like, this probably isn't done. AJ, after the match, did come down, shake hands and all that. So, they're not bitter rivals or anything like that at the moment. Nice little clean ending to everything.
I say AJ rolled out of the ring, then he came back in to shake his hand.
Yeah, because there's really not no.
Which should have been the point that, he started beating him down and the club came out. But, they don't pay me for these decisions. Although, just let me know. I'll make a Venmo and they can send me these stuff.
He's putting his application in for. Call him, man. Stop playing.
Yeah. Call me up, Vince.
Stop playing around. He even made a. What was it you said last night? It was like Jesse should get signed to dirty. Hey, what was it?
He should be signed to WWE Creative.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
In a heartbeat. I'd do it for minimum fucking wage. But anyways, this there was some point during this match where was Rollins going for like a Hurricane Rana or something, and AJ catches him and sets him up for the Styles Clash. That was a cool little moment.
Yeah.
But it looked like he almost dropped Seth on his head.
Yikes.
Almost.
Seth is a very tall man compared to AJ, so having him up in that position was very awkward.
I was like, oh boy.
If Seth tucked his head in, he would have broke his damn neck, but
I was like, either that was
still
gonna,
smooth.
Either he was going to hit him with the
They
Styles Clash, or he
salvaged
was going
it.
to pound his head. Oh, no.
They managed to salvage it though.
Yeah. Now, my biggest gripe with everything, like I said, great match. I'm tired of seeing Seth using some of these moves, man.
Like what?
That knee, that is not his knee.
Oh, the
That is the
ripcord,
V
the
trigger. That is
ripcord
Kenny
knee.
Omega's knee.
The ripcord knee.
Yeah, or whatever. The Revolution knee, I think is what they're calling it now. They've tried a couple different things. They even tried calling it like the Kingslayer at one point. It's like, bro, you guys did not start using this until the Okada Kenny Omega got 6 stars on their match. And then he
Right.
pulled this knee out of nowhere. And like, no. I'm cool. I'm cool if you acknowledge your theft, your usage of somebody else's moves, but
Hold
trying
on.
to make it your own, no.
Hold on. They said
He's got to put his own
Mariah,
little flair on it,
Mariah and Tamisha says she can only hear you, Jesse. She can't hear us. They can't hear us.
I can't
What the hell?
Oh, well, thanks for letting us know. Hey, Mariah said it as well.
Well,
You guys are coming from the
shit.
Discord.
Hey Ryan, check your
I'm picking
audio.
up the audio. No,
check.
I'm picking you guys up. It'll be on my end, not y'all's end.
Cause I'm listening to the playback and I'm like, I don't know if it's Ryan's thing that sounds so funny.
I don't know, cause I got my earphones and I got the speaker part right next to my mouth, so I can be heard.
Like I said, you guys, I'm picking you up on both ends.
I don't know.
And it even looks like it's picking up on Audacity as well. So, like, worst case scenario after this, it might just be the live feed for whatever reason.
Yeah,
Maybe I got too
Possibly.
many things going on at once, and the computer's getting confused again.
yeah,
But
it's
it did do this the other time as well.
I don't know. As long as we got it on the computer, we could just re-upload it.
Yeah. It's like I gotta do it for the rest of the podcast sites. We'll have to look into that. Yeah. Check in with OBS real quick.
Yeah, that's
You
weird.
guys can keep talking for a moment, see if I'm missing anything.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
It might just be
Yeah, 'cause-
through Facebook.
because Ryan sound like a chipmunk that's chomping on some nuts.
Damn. Chipmunk though, huh? You got jokes today. This man got jokes.
Yeah, I really, because I'm listening to it right now live, and it even sounds funny for me too. I'm like, what the fuck?
I don't know. It might just be Facebook then.
Hey, Ryan, where you at? What part of the house you in? You outside?
It's
No,
not where like
inside.
either of the things that you guys are doing. It's something with one of the programs, the settings I have somewhere. I'm looking into it right now.
Oh.
But like I said, on Audacity and Adobe and whatnot, it's still picking up stuff. It's just OBS.
Could've- I was
What
saying,
we're using
maybe-
to stream to Facebook is messing up right now.
Oh. Gotcha.
Let's
To
see.
tell you, right?
I'm next door at the house, so that way I have a better Wi-Fi signal and everything, so it's not going in and out.
Man, you got Boost Mobile and stuff.
Nah, man, we got Cox Wi-Fi.
Let's see. See if it's still picking up, or if that's yours, or if that's
Oh.
mine.
I gotta charge my phone on that shit. When I'm using the Discord through the computers. I don't know. I'm looking at the settings.
But here, for just the sake of time, I'm gonna go ahead and just take the stream down. That way we can keep the rest of the podcast rolling and whatnot. But
We could just
for y'all
cut this
listening on
part out.
Facebook, we appreciate you guys coming in. It looks like they've already bounced anyways.
Yeah, we like
So
feed.
Appreciate the support.
Say,
Keep showing love.
say your friends about us.
And tell your friends to
just
tell
into the live video. I'll have to figure that out again because it did. Yeah, it's got to be something with the OBS crap. I'll look at that.
I don't know.
Anyways, where were we? We just finished talking about Seth and AJ.
Next we got
And
Mr.
then we had
Lars
that.
Sullivan.
This is the F grade. Oh my God, the
This was
failure
just-
of the night.
It was so stupid.
Yes, Lars Sullivan comes out to destroy Lucha House Party, a unannounced match.
Supposed to be a six-man tag match, apparently.
Yeah, yes. Announces a six-man tag match, and Lucha House Party comes out, and we're all thinking, what? Who are they facing? Who else has a three-man stable at all on the roster? No one.
No one.
Yeah, and then Lars comes out,
They made that.
and
They made that whole
like
segment.
I don't know, I feel like I could see it in his eyes. He could tell that people were not happy to see him.
Not at all.
I was like, why is he out there right now? Like, he must really be like try to like keeping this under wraps. You know, yeah, we know what he did and stuff. We just gonna have him just do this. He's not acting wrestling. He's like, no, stupid. You can't do
He
that.
just comes out, beats people up, and leaves.
Yeah.
Still don't
It's not
look good.
horrible booking for trying to get a monster over, but you shouldn't be trying to get a monster over when it just came out that he's racist
Exactly.
and has been fined $100,000 for being a racist.
And you know what's even weirder though? Since like he said all those things, look at who he's beating up.
Yeah.
You like,
Oh yeah, no, it looks absolutely horrible, and it just goes to show like how different the dynamic is backstage for certain wrestlers. Like Leo Rush isn't on TV because he didn't follow proper etiquette.
I think
The man is not getting paid the way he should be paid because he didn't carry some fucking bags and water in. But
That's retarded.
another man says some horribly documented things on the internet about multiple minorities.
And yet he's
it's-
getting this push.
Yeah, yep, big old push.
Makes no sort of sense, WWE.
Yep. And I really want to know how much money this man was making before he got called up from, because he just got called up like technically like a month or two ago. He's been in the
Yep.
process of being called up for a while now because with this whole panic attack thing, it took a minute for him to actually be on the main roster.
right.
But like being fined $100,000, like a fine's got to match the equivalent of what your income is to a certain point. But they can't fine you like a whole year's worth of your like livelihood, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's got to be making more than $100,000 a year. We know that there's female talent not making that right now. It's just bullshit.
Yeah, because the highest paid female is Charlotte. Nah, Sasha.
It's probably Charlotte.
Yeah, it's Charlotte. She's making like $1 million a year. Sasha ain't close to that.
Probably
She's
the four
second.
horsewomen.
Yeah.
Probably making the most.
I think around them were like 200,000 or something like that. But it's like still, it's like, are you telling me because he's got a dick and is white that he's worth more?
Well, you gotta think. Well, Zack Ryder, all the women, he don't wrestle.
Yeah, but that's a different thing, though. It's like, at least with AEW, they're gonna have some kind of standard where like the men and women are gonna be paid near the same. Obviously, if you're a higher drawing power, your merchandise sales and all that kind of stuff is going to, influence your pay more than somebody who's not making any kind of sales.
Right.
But regardless, giving attention to somebody who is undeserving of it is absolutely horrible. It's almost to the point where it's like, I don't even want to reference Lars anymore. Like whenever he's on TV or has a segment, it's like, let's not fucking talk about it. Just blow right over it.
Exactly. I would have just turned the damn TV off.
Yeah.
I was like,
We can turn it into a little bit and be like, oh man, somebody was wrestling Lars last night, but never say Lars, and they were being tossed around the ring by a ghost, a spooky ghost.
Spooky ghost.
It's like when they used to make them MLB games, and instead of putting baby bombs there, they put somebody else. Like, yo, hold on, who is this? I don't know. It was something big. So I was like, who the fuck is this? Big ass dude hitting home runs. I was like,
Alright, but anyways, after that fail segment, we actually break down into the Kofi Kingston versus Kevin Owens match. Pretty good match.
It's a really good match.
Yeah. The whole, Sammy being found earlier in the night, hanging upside down, almost crucified, kind of ruined the whole, we knew he wasn't going to be a part of, helping Kevin Owens out during this, so it's going to just be a straight up one-on-one match, which was good.
As soon as the match started, Kofi just went right at him too. He was just taking the fight to him.
And credit to Kofi, I feel like he's cleaning up his game a little bit better.
Taking the fight to the prize fighter.
He's getting more aggressive, though. He is. He's definitely turning it up.
He's finding his spots more than just practicing the spots, it seems. Because with the New Day, with a tag team and whatnot, he's like, oh, you just waited around for the hot tag for the most part, Xavier took most of the, the bumps and whatnot between the three of them. So.
Yeah, but now that he's got this single run going a little bit, though, he's starting to show off what he can do some more.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely looking like a veteran, not just a side story.
Exactly.
Good
one. I'm liking it.
Yeah. Now I don't understand when the ending came up to this match. I was watching. I was paying attention. Did there come a point at any time where Kevin Owens needed to remove his shoes for him?
I don't
don't remember anything happen. He just out of nowhere, Kevin gets mad and takes off Kofi's shoes.
Yeah, didn't Kofi do something with he kicked him, he jump kicked him or something, but I don't know.
Well, he had hit him with the I think the Trouble in Paradise a minute or two before this. But I believe Kevin rolled out or he kicked out of it.
Yeah, he kicked out of the first one.
Yeah.
So they had a little back and forth there where Owens went for a stunner and Kofi blocked. And then Kofi went for the SOS and it got blocked, and then another thing, and then Kofi hit the SOS.
Which I didn't think he was going to hit on Owens.
Nah.
It actually looked pretty clean.
Yep.
But again,
is pretty cool.
And why did he take his shoes off?
I don't know.
And at that point in the match, it looked like Kevin actually was on the offensive and might have the thing in his bag.
I think.
But gets mad and takes his shoes off. Kofi gets away from him and hits him with another Trouble in Paradise barefoot, essentially.
Yeah.
And gets the win.
One of Owens, I guess that's his thing, and so he do certain random things.
But there's no way you're telling me a Trouble in Paradise hurts more barefooted than with a giant wrestling boot on.
Hey man, you never know.
I heard.
feel
All
like
right,
there's
all
loads
right.
of surfacer.
We'll figure this out. Let's get a giant pair of wrestling boots, and I'll give you a Trouble in Paradise with and without them on.
There you go. You execute a Trouble in Paradise flawlessly by yourself, we might record this. But until I know you can hit this, we're not doing it.
All right, wait. I'll start practicing as soon as we're done.
There we go.
Somebody-
At some point, we're gonna have to come up with predictions, and the loser of predictions is gonna have to do something horrible. So,
You gotta take
We'll
a
have to
shot
stir
of
this
lemon
idea.
juice, you know.
in
That's,
your
uh,
eye.
The pop-up sit-down powerbomb though that KO hit was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was gonna be it right there, honestly.
Yep.
Nice.
But
Nice
of course, it's
different
too soon to take the belt off Kofi right now. But
Yeah.
Not
nice
yet.
little back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody that's lurking. We ain't gonna say the name because he kind of makes prize appearance at the end. Might take it from him.
Yeah, but still, the ending of the match though, like you take his shoes off and then you go for a senton. So he took his shoes off and left him in the middle of the ring
Wait
to go
for
up on the
a second.
turnbuckle. Like why? Why?
Hope he got his
Why?
knees up.
If you're gonna take his shoes off, start pulling at them toes or something. That's gonna be hurting. Cause some damage, something. Anyways, I'm just a Kevin Owens fanboy, so I hate it when there's bad decisions made for him.
Yeah.
Whether or not somebody else told him backstage, take the shoes off.
Do it.
Okay.
He
Take
should be
his
like,
shoes
motherfucker,
off.
why?
Apparently, he got his shoes back because he took a picture. He had
Yeah.
fans must-
Oh, I'm sure he got him back. Been probably expensive as hell. But anyways, after that match, we got the men's Money in the Bank match, which
This was a damn good
oddly
match.
enough, great
ending.
match.
Until the
I
ending.
thought that KO and Kofi was going to go on last,
yeah.
and that this would go on before it.
So
Because
they
it
could
totally
have
takes out the whole
the whole
whoever
surprise
won the
cash in.
briefcase. Yeah, we could have had that happen, but of course, they had already had it happen once in the night. They probably aren't going to do both cash-ins in the same evening. That'd be just lazy booking. But this match was Finn Balor, Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, Ricochet, Randy Orton, Andrade, Ali, and Sammy was supposed to be in it, but like you said, Sammy was mysteriously taken out earlier in the evening, and it was assumed it was Braun Strowman, but of course it wasn't. This was a lovely, lovely match all the way up to the end.
Not for Finn Balor though.
Yo, Finn
No.
Balor took so many bumps last night. Oh my
All
goodness.
the bumps. This man should sue Vince McMahon for
everything.
murder. I saw his soul leave his body at one point. I'm pretty sure
On that sunset
he
flip
got
by
even paler than he
Andrade.
already is.
That sunset flip powerbomb by Andrade that he hit. Oh my goodness.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
felt so
Yeah.
bad for him.
I was like,
Bounced like 2 or 3 feet up in the air after he hit the ladder, and then fell back down to earth on top of the ladder that had fallen off of the ladder in the ropes.
that was devastating.
And then what? He
And then
was thrown on the ladder. He was
was
suplexed
thrown-
on the ladder.
That Drew
He had Andrade thrown on him while he was on a ladder.
Yeah.
had the Alabama.
That's all I know. I like the Spanish fly also that Ali
Oh,
hit Andrade
yeah.
on. That looked
Every
like-
time he does this, every time he does the Spanish fly, he always looks like he has destroyed himself, whereas his opponent is just like out for a nap.
Pretty much.
He is down on the ring, writhing in pain, and Andrade is just like chilling.
Well, you gotta think though, he lands on his stomach, the other guy lands on his back, so
Yeah, so it's like it's a cool move to watch, it's a cool move to witness, but who is really taking the heat for this? It's like Ali should think about what he is doing to
he
himself.
needs to reevaluate himself sometimes here.
No, but I feel bad for Finn eating all these spots, but I totally thought Ali, being the young, hungry up and comer, was going to be the one that ate the worst of everything.
I was telling Mariah last night, when Andrade hit Finn with that sunset flip powerbomb, I was like, so Finn Balor's taking the Jeff Hardy bump tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think if Ali would have bumped, he probably would have died after the first one because he's too small to be taking those type of bumps. Like at least
Yeah.
Finn has like muscles, he can probably absorb it. Nah,
Wait a
Ali,
little bit.
he would have been broken up just like how when Jeff Hardy did that Swanton edge and he had to be carted off to the back because
yeah.
he
Yup.
damn broke himself in half.
Yeah. What is it?
Finn Balor took
Like,
the Jeff
Orton
Hardy
didn't do
bump.
anything in this match noteworthy that I can remember.
The
He hit
RKO.
somebody.
Who did he?
Yeah.
He pulled somebody off the ladder and hit him with an RKO. I think it was McIntyre.
Nah,
He
it
pulled
was not.
McIntyre off the ladder near the end and hit him with an RKO. I think.
Nah, he hit
Then-
he hit a little.
Was it Ali?
He hit a little bit. Saw that.
Like, I know he hit somebody, and it was probably one of the smaller guys, but it's just another one of those guys. What is it? The start of the match, he just like backdropped 2 different people on the announcers' tables, and that's it.
Yeah, he did that like 3
He's like,
straight
he's
times.
unimaginative. There's nothing left for him to do. He's already won every belt that he could possibly win. I don't see any point in him doing anything anymore, honestly. Like, they need a character change. Something needs to happen for him that makes him more, watchable.
Yeah.
Like, Vine's gone under. The RKO's out of nowhere. That meme is dead.
Yeah. It's predictable whenever he's in the ring now. You
Yeah.
know there's going to be an RKO from out of nowhere.
Yeah. And, like, depending on who it is, it's like, all right, you know exactly how it's coming. It's like, oh, Seth, you're going to pop him up. Oh, Ricochet, you're going to pop him up.
Yeah, Ricochet, he took some big bumps too, but McIntyre was killing him. Throwing him like he was a ragdoll.
Yeah. I didn't, like, Ricochet, like, he didn't perform as much as I thought he was in this match. I mean, he didn't do anything that I thought was horrible, but I didn't see anything that was like, oh my god, I need to keep my eyes on this new guy.
Nope.
Yeah, no.
Like, even Ali, he had that big spot with the Spanish Fly and whatnot, but
That was
I'm
about
sitting
it.
here racking my brain. I can't remember, like, Ricochet doing anything great off the ladder.
He did.
I don't think Ricochet did
And
a
granted,
whole lot.
I think he's probably still, wrestling with some injuries and whatnot, because he's not doing the 630 anymore. I think he's still doing the shooting star press as his finisher at the moment.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like ever since WrestleMania, like, he might just be taking it easy. So, like, he's been in all these squash matches with these bigger guys, but maybe there's a reason for it. They're just trying to keep him guarded until they find a way to heal him up or something. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Who
So.
knows?
But of course, what is it? It looked like Ali. Yeah, it was Ali that was going.
Yeah,
up the
Ali
ladder.
was originally scheduled to win the match. Y'all know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ali
They
was-
wanted to make a star. That's what it was said about this match. They wanted to create a star out of this match. It's like, and using your brain is like, all right, it's got to be one of the newer guys coming up.
Yep.
Everyone else is established in some form of fashion.
So I know a lot of
But
people were saying
They hit us
Andrade's
with the
gonna win.
fucking swerve.
The biggest swerve. Like,
Yeah.
why? Why
No, from
they
a
gotta do
booking
that?
standpoint, yeah, I've never been like swerved harder. It's a good swerve. But the implications of said swerve,
Are
were horrible.
ridiculous.
yes. No. Brock Lesnar, what the fuck are you doing
Who?
next? Just retire.
For real.
Just retire.
Apparently he's retired from MMA, so maybe he'll show up on
Yeah.
on Raw more, SmackDown more, whatever brand he's gonna be on. I don't
No,
know.
he's not going to take more dates for less money. They're going to give him more money for less dates again.
Man, gonna show up barely. And he's
And
only.
now, Ed, did you ever? I know you were telling before the podcast and everything that you saw somewhere that at Super Showdown that it was going to be Seth versus Brock. Is that happening?
Oh yeah.
Pretty sure,
Seth
yeah.
versus Brock for the
And is that
Universal
actually
title.
for the Raw belt?
That is for the Universal title.
Yep.
So there is a chance that he could win at Super Showdown with the Raw belt and hold the Money in the Bank briefcase and
And then
cash in on
cash in.
Kofi at some point and be the undisputed champion across
We-
both brands. and
God,
hold
we
them
better
hostage.
not. That better not happen.
No, that is the
I will
worst
be done.
timeline.
I
The
will be
darkest
done with
timeline.
it.
We would be in the negative universe.
Or,
I will be done with WWE if this
Or he
happens.
could just,
Yeah.
or he
Nope,
could
turning off
just,
the wrestling until October.
Exactly.
or he could just beat the shit out of Seth at Super Showdown and get disqualified. Then be like, all right, well let me go cash this in now. I already beat the shit out of him.
That's the only way I can see them keeping Seth strong is that if
Yeah.
Seth decides to get DQ'd with the match and he could go straight for a chair or something like that.
And then Brock cashing in at the same time. Like, kill this dude now. Like he ain't gotta be standing up. Like shit, I could just get this pin now. Now I got the belt. Fuck this Money in the Bank shit.
I just don't want to see Lesnar with another belt.
No, not at all.
Speaking of belts, what belt do y'all think they're fixing to introduce tonight?
They said somebody.
Oh
It's
yeah,
either
Any
no, Mick
rumors?
Foley's introducing something. It's a lot of people are speculating the same thing, that it could be a new hardcore title.
That's kind of what I figured.
Although I don't feel like it's going to be. They are so concussion
Anti-hardcore
and this. Yeah, like it's not a safe thing to do. If they bring back the hardcore title, it's just gonna
Who would
be
they
that
even give it
wrestlers
to
are
though?
more
If they did
reckless.
a hardcore title, like who would be the inaugural champ? Joe?
I don't
Bray Wyatt.
Joe?
know.
Bray Wyatt?
I
Maybe
can
Joe?
see him. Yeah, there's a couple guys that could contend for it, but there's not
Strowman?
a roster of people there for it.
Well, they could probably put all the the mid card of death and all O'Reilly and all
The mid card of
that.
evil.
And then you could keep like the certain heavyweights. You can keep your certain intercontinental US, and then keep the sorry business fight for the hardcore. You can be like, all right, well, we got something for y'all now. Y'all can fight for this. Y'all can be relevant. This now. Y'all can be on both brands. This is what y'all fight for. Y'all can stay out of the main event thing. Just fight for this.
I think it might be a revised version of like the European title. They might try to find some way to basically market it and advertise NXT UK in that regard. Somebody like Tyler Bate or Pete Dunne. People who've been up on the main rosters here and there and whatnot, but they're trying to keep localized in NXT UK.
Makes sense.
But they still want to draw more eyes to that product by putting those guys over. And with the wild card rule or something like that, it's like, oh, they never said it could just be from just SmackDown or Raw. NXT UK guys might be able to pop up.
You might have.
That's a good theory.
You might have hinted at a word. They might this gonna be the wild card title. You can go on both brands or any brand. You can defend this title.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool if they did that.
This is the only title that can be defended cross brand or something like that.
That'd be pretty dope, actually.
Have Ricochet be the champ. He can go fight on WWE UK, fight Pete Dunne, or he can go back to NXT and defend that belt.
Be defended against on all the brands, NXT, NXT UK, SmackDown, Raw, maybe even 205 Live.
They gotta find a way to make things more inclusive. That's the other thing. We just talked about NXT and NXT UK. I forgot all about 205 Live. I'm sure they qualify for the wild card rule.
Well, they need to utilize that. Even wrestle at all.
Yeah. But anyways, that was Money in the Bank. I think overall it was pretty solid pay-per-view.
Definitely.
Couple crappy booking decisions. This wild card rule still feels like it's gonna lead more headaches than anything else.
Yeah, it's too much confusion. What?
But they got competition on the way, so things will hopefully be changing here soon, and keep our eyes on it.
Fingers
keep
crossed on that.
Yeah.
I was hoping Vince just get and whoever writes, you just need to let Triple H get the second opinion, not him.
Yeah. We just need to have the Triple H hostile takeover already.
Exactly.
Vince, you have dementia. Go
We're
away.
Ready for it. All right. Well, I think that's about it, guys. It's been WrestleGoons talking about Money in the Bank this year. We might be doing a stream tonight. We'll probably be doing a podcast about Raw and SmackDown this week as well. So stay tuned for all of that.
I close tonight at work, so if y'all do a podcast, I won't be able to participate.
Wow.
Gotcha. Yeah, we'll keep it all. We'll figure out some way to present everything.
Yeah.
But we've been WrestleGoons. We appreciate y'all tuning in to us. Peace.
Peace out, yo.
Alright, we're good.
Brian jumped down. Let's do that.